Alright, starting work on the digging. Creating the swales and the mounds. There's our water line. Yeah. What do you think, Esme? What do you think? Is it pretty cool? Okay, you want to trench about 3 to 4 inches down on the edges so that the gravel doesn't roll into the sidewalk. So right here, the sidewalk, this is going to be graded down about 4 inches, and that way you don't have a bunch of gravel coming onto the sidewalk. So you want to do that along all of your sidewalks and walkways. Have the grade go down about 3 to 4 inches. So far that's what we've done here, is just to cut that out. Here's a good picture. So 3 to 4 inches down here, and then kind of feather that towards the yard. So you might have it just an inch or two deep here, and you want to kind of feather it down so it's a little bit deeper here along all of your edges. The Bobcat. Okay, after a morning of digging, we have the 2 mounds taking shape, and then the swale. It's a beefy swale. It follows a natural kind of flow of the water across the yard when it rains. We'll continue on here. Got some flowers here, that's nice. So after lunch, we'll start this side of the yard. That Bobcat's pretty efficient. Home Depot only had they only had the excavators with the 5-inch teeth, which you don't want if you've got existing pipes you want to save. So you want the bucket that has kind of just the flat bucket that could pull up roots or existing sprinkler pipe. All right, this is after day 5. I guess it's day 1 of digging, but I think it's day 5 now of the project. Yeah, I think it's looking good. It's taking shape. So this is the end of the swale. So the swale starts way down the other side of the property and comes across the yard, continues in the driveway over here, comes around, and will end here. Yeah, here's some of that thin. This is the thin older pipe that was here before I bought the house. This stuff is just junk. I'm not sure. Hopefully the homeowner didn't pay a lot for this, because that stuff I maintained that for the first couple of years when I lived here. When I first bought the house, there was always springing leaks or failing somewhere. But yeah, a lot of the other pipe that you see exposed is my system that I installed in about 2019. So 2 big mounds where the swale starts, 1 on each side, there and there. And then on this side of the property where it ends, again, there's the swale continuing around the corner there to its end. But this side of the property, we've got a smaller mound here. and another mound right here. And these were just created by the dirt that was dug out for the swales. So we didn't bring in any new dirt. All right, so one more look here. This is the west side of the house. This will have the lemon tree, you see here, and the Brazilian pepper. I have a lilac chase and a desert willow that I need to plant. I'm not sure if one will go over here or not, but I feel like there might be more room for maybe one more tree here somewhere. And that will help with the western sun in the afternoon. Cactus corner will stay, but these blocks are going to come down tomorrow. I'm going to take the blocks down and move them over here to be like the border to keep the gravel from flowing into the neighbor's yard. So those will move tomorrow. The saguaro skeleton is staying there. I'm going to let nature take its course and just kind of decompose this over time so that eventually it will reveal the skeleton inside. I'm afraid if I do it by hand, it might break some of the spines. So I'll let nature do that for me. It's been going pretty well so far. You can see it's already exposed some of the skeleton inside here. And then you can see the spine sticking out at the top there. I'm going to order more of these blocks. There won't be enough to line the entire side of the house. I also want them, I think, for the backyard too, to prevent anything from flowing into the alley, because my yard is higher than the alley. And then, oh, this is really cool. This block came out of the ground today. It must weigh, I'm guessing, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. Okay, starting the backyard today. Need to get the Bobcat back here. To do that, I'm going to take off the fence so I can just detach it from the block wall with a few screws, and then that will make room for the Bobcat to go back in here. I also want to kill all this grass because the grass grows through the fences, even the block fence. It just propagates the grass inside, so that will also go at some point, probably not today, but when we do the rest of the weed treatment. All right, cap off the sprinklers. So we're gonna take off 3 to 4 inches in this area here. This is the back west side, and we'll also use this dirt in the front to build the mounds. So we got a truck here to haul the dirt around the corner to the front yard. So there's like no grass now. You can see it's gotten most of the roots up. Not all of it, but most of that rhizome is taken up. From the backyard, going into the front yard. Better use this than buy new dirt. Once this is compacted and sprayed, I think there won't be any issue with the grass growing. Okay, after day 1 of digging in the backyard, this is the progress. Only spent a couple hours back here today, maybe 3 hours. Just did the Bobcat in this area here. We did not use the Bobcat close to the pool decking. This pool decking is very old, and so the Bobcat stayed away. We need to do this part by hand. This pool deck is probably 50 plus years old, and I just don't want to risk it. So what I'm thinking is put a tree in the middle, put some shade sails over here in this area to give some immediate shade relief, put our little exercise monkey bar area here, and we'll do some seating here between the tree and the shade sail, and then maybe along the back here. I'm not really a privacy junkie. I don't really care to. It's not important to me to separate myself from my neighbors. I don't mind having a low fence, and these old homes have low fences. But the sun just is brutal. 110 degrees out, and that sun just bakes this side. So I might have to do some kind of in addition to the shade sail and the tree, I might also do, like these over here, these ficus, the long, tall ficus columns. Something to get some extra shade in the evening. What'd you find, pup? Did you find some interesting mud? Okay, the sun's going down. I'm not quite sure how well this will show up, but this is day 2 of the digging, and you can see this mound here we touched up today. We took out all the big rocks and the grass got raked out. So this is looking smoother now. Hasn't been watered yet, but just got more of the big debris out of it. And then this one over here is kind of what it looks like before you do all that. So this one still has the big rocks, the grass particles in it. So it's much rougher looking. So this is the kind of stuff that tomorrow we will take out. These rhizomes and grass particles and the big rocks that are still in here all get raked out. And then once that's done, we'll put a long throw sprinkler head in the corners here. So that corner, and do that on this side over here too. And just water these mounds down for a few days, get them compacted nicely, because they're going to sink and settle as they get wet and get packed down. All right, so just wanted to give that quick update. The sod in the backyard is mostly removed, still a little bit to do by hand, and we'll continue again tomorrow. These mounds are huge. How big they are. All right, let's water to compact the soil. All right, the mounds are getting smoothed out. Pup. Hey. They look a lot better now. It's looking really nice, I think. This got smoothed out too. Not as much as I thought, but I think that's looking better. And then over here, across the driveway, we got the blocks picked up. And this got smoothed out and graded really nicely. Turns the corner here. The pipes are exposed now, but we'll cover these. So there's these blocks will go along the side of the property here. Right there, all the way down here.